Recording in progress.
I'm hanging up on you.
Okay.
Oh,
Good morning, Michael.
what the viewers can't see is that we were just on the phone overcoming a technical glitch. And here we are.
It's amazing how quickly we solved it and fixed the problem.
Well, that's all you.
Oh, yeah.
We just both took our glasses off at the same time. When do you watch
Yeah,
this on the replay? That was a little scary. Good thing we have the choreography down well for the no hissy fit zone.
Yes, sir, man.
Like we're synchronized swimmers doing a podcast. We should do a synchronized swimming podcast.
You know
But
what?
you really made your career as a ballet ballerina, didn't you?
Well, right now I'm still part-time ballet instructor.
Understood. It's been a little bit of time. It's nice to see you. I like your haircut. You're looking good.
Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable.
Got my blue mug. I got my blue shirt. I got my light blue walls. I got the sun
Hey,
coming through the stained glass.
look at my new shirt.
Look at you matching. We both match.
So the cup actually disappears when I do that. See it? If I
It's
do
like
this,
your own.
the white.
You are your own. You are your own green screen. That's funny. Hey, you know what I didn't ask you about?
Yeah.
Is we did a podcast right between your left eye surgery and your right eye surgery. And so now you have phenomenal eyesight, but it's been 2 months. What's been your experience?
So my vision is absolutely awesome. I still need to reading glasses for stuff, but
Sure.
the only thing is now that I can see real well, you don't look as good as I thought you did.
That's what the keeper says every time she puts her glasses on. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, honey, but
Well,
glad I
listen,
got you. Glad we started dating when you were like getting that prescription done. You didn't have any contacts or glasses.
so we're going to start with the our sponsor first.
Oh, speaking of keeper, what do
Yeah.
we got going on here? Cross Country Mortgage, Lynn Devon, the Devon Ash Group. Outstanding. She's got an MLS number, so she's legit. That's nice to know.
Yeah. And you have a
For all
phone.
your
You
all
have a
your
phone
loan
number?
needs. Oh, look, we got the highlighted cell phone. For all your home loan mortgage needs.
Can you read it?
Countrywide.
You might have to read it because people probably might be able to see it.
Oh no, it's perfect.
It
In
is?
fact, if you wouldn't mind holding that right there for the next 35 minutes, this thing is a great way to do the podcast.
So I got to tell you a little story about, we just had Valentine's Day not too long ago.
Yes, we did.
So 46 years ago on Valentine's Day, I asked Terry to marry me.
On that, I see. I never knew this story.
Yeah,
Wow.
here's the thing. I had this huge uh, postcard that was awesome, and I had some really good sayings in there that she just loved. And then I had a box of a heart-shaped box with chocolates.
Oh,
It was a big one, I'd never
like
seen
that.
it.
Yeah.
And I took the chocolate from the middle and I put the ring in there, and I had it so that the thing that the kidney's in.
Yeah.
I had it.
So the ring was in the chocolate, but the diamond was sticking out. You could see it.
Well, I took the chocolate out, and
Oh,
put
and replaced it with that. Love it.
yeah, but you're gonna love this though. So
Oh, this is a great idea.
here's what happened. I'm showing it to her. I give the card. She was so excited about the card because it was like a huge card and it was really cool. I
Sweet.
said, "Hey, try one of the candies, the chocolate." She goes, "Oh, me. I'm not big on chocolate." I says, "No, but you gotta have one." I had to tell her four or five times to open the thing and didn't have one. So she finally took one from the edge. She goes, "Oh, this one's pretty good." I says, "No, but I want you to have another. Have the one in the middle." She goes, "No, I don't want another chocolate right now." I says, "Come on, this is a big day for us." So she finally went over to get the big one in the middle. I told her to do it, and she found the ring. It was so awesome.
So she gets the ring again. Now she's figuring it out. And then what happens then? She turns to you and
Oh yeah, it was awesome. So now here's the thing. We've been that was 46 years ago. We've been married 45 years. And then this year for Valentine's Day, I was trying to remember what her favorite flower is. I couldn't really remember, but now I know that it's not Pillsbury's Best or Arm& Hammer.
it's not the all-purpose flour.
Those aren't their favorite flowers.
Toby Hale would be laughing at that right now. Remember her?
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
She used to talk about, what's your wife's favorite flower, but also the color, like get it right, guys.
Oh, really?
Remember
Yeah.
that?
I didn't remember that. No.
It's important to get it right. Wow. She had a good
Very cool.
Valentine's Day. I was on Facebook this morning. A friend of mine in New York just had a picture. His wife brought him home a pizza in the shape of a heart-shaped pizza. He opened the box and there was this heart-shaped pizza. She goes, "This is for you."
Wow.
I love it.
So the other day I went to the bathroom, right? I usually go just about every day, but
You do, huh?
usually
Good to know.
when I
Good to
go to the
know.
bathroom, like everybody else now, you bring your phone and you sit there and you check your messages or whatever.
Everything.
But this time I forgot to bring the phone to the bathroom, so I'm sitting there and I got no phone.
Mm,
So you know what I know now? There's 24 tiles on the floor in the bathroom.
24.
I didn't know that before.
What's your weather doing down there today outside of beautiful Tampa?
It's perfect. It's actually a little cool. It's like I don't know. Let me see what it is.
I bring it up for a reason. I have a couple of notes here today. I actually got a couple of bullet pointed ideas to chat about.
Yeah, it's 68 now. Whereas this morning when I woke up it was 54. I almost had to go up in the attic to get out my winter shorts. Boom.
So, but we've been having it's been spring all winter up here. A couple of snowfalls, nothing. Right now it's 36, but it's going to be up in the mid to high 40s later. 50s tomorrow. It's been spring all winter, except 2 weeks ago. Remember the band? We had a gig on that Saturday night,
Yeah, yeah.
February, I don't know, 4th or something like that. Well, the day before Friday, it was like minus 16 out of nowhere. No wind chill, just minus 16. Then there was a crazy wind blowing. I woke up on Saturday morning, the day of the gig, it was minus 16. And I was literally telling friends of mine, do not come out and see us tonight. This is insane. And so the funny thing happened was we were supposed to start playing at 8 o'clock because there was a band after us. And what a neat guy. That was fun. So at 8 o'clock, there's nobody in there except people who came with us to help us set up.
Yeah.
At 8:05, nobody's in there. At 8:10, I say, let's just start because we got to be done at 9:45 anyway.
Yeah.
So we started. And I don't know, we're a few songs in. I look up and the place is packed. Every booth was taken. I had a friend of mine who walked in a little late, sat on the floor with his daughter and son-in-law. I'm like, oh my God. So
That's awesome.
we had a ton of people turn out. We sold a handful of CDs, which was cool.
Nice.
The leader of the band, a guy named Steve after us, who actually owns the recording studio we did our CD at, put like a tip bucket in front of us as we were playing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was a fun night, but man, it was so cold. So you load up all the drums, you hang out. And I really enjoyed the second band. They were a cover band. So this is crazy. He doesn't really care about what anybody thinks. He's kind of got a getup going on. So this guy's probably 260, 6'2", 260, shaved head, goatee.
Wow.
He has a pair of these like Converse Chuck Taylor sneakers, but they come all the way up the calf and they like boots. They look like women's boots. He's got fishnet stockings on and a little tiny sequin dress, little spaghetti straps over his shoulders, barely covered his crotch with the fishnets. Remember, this guy's 260 and 6'2". Oh my God. But they started doing just covers, and this guy could sing. I'd never heard them before. It was a lot of fun. So the point about the weather is the next day was Sunday, and late in the afternoon, at the end of my day, I was taking a nice long walk. That's kind of what I do. It's my exercise and my therapy, and it's all, I put my earbuds in and I listen to podcasts. I happen to check the temperature. It was 49 degrees on Sunday afternoon as I was taking this walk.
Yeah, yeah.
From minus 16 on Saturday morning. That's a 65-degree swing in a day and a half. Great. Out of nowhere.
Cool.
Those are some cold temperatures.
So this morning, because it was a little cool down here, I actually walked around the block 5 times. And then Terry came into the bedroom and said, "Hey, put that block back in the closet and help me make the bed." So we used to have
Oh boy.
we used to play a lot at with my old band. We played a lot at the Silver King, and one of the guys that
Oh,
was
Silver King Brewing. Yeah, yeah.
Silver King Brewing. Yeah. So one of the guys, there was like three owners, but one of the guys was one of the owners. He'd come in and sit with us and sing a couple songs. It was really good. He was one of these guys that could sing without a microphone because his voice was so strong.
Really?
But then sometimes, we'd be playing and he'd go up to after a song, he'd go up to the front of the stage, and he'd say, "Hey, everybody, these guys are awesome." He'd hold up a $20 bill and he'd put in the tip jar, and he says, "Come on, let's get these things." A bunch of people would come over and put money in it. It's cool.
That's because he didn't want to pay you. So
No,
we get enough tips from the group. He's off the hook as the owner. Hey, so that's interesting. Silver King Brewing. So as you know, I'm coming to Florida
yeah.
2 weeks. And I was looking at a map. I was really mistaken. My son lives in Lakeland, and I thought that was way farther south. It's between Orlando and Tampa.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to be doing Orlando Lakeland thing a bunch because I'm staying in Orlando, but you're right there. So we talked about getting together to do a podcast, but like you and I, well, we talked a couple different things, but
Yeah.
I would love to get to the Silver King Brewing Company too.
Oh, yeah, we'd go there and have a drink.
Have a
There's a
drink,
place,
some
there's
lunch,
a
some
place,
dinner.
there's a new place down the street from me that I haven't gone to yet. It's called Coffee and Cocktails.
Colombian cocktails.
Oh, no, Coffee and Cocktails. Coffee
Hmm.
and cocktails. So you can go there and have a coffee, or you can have a cocktail.
Ah,
If you think about it, it's actually not a bad idea because not everybody likes coffee, and somebody want to go for a drink. But
depending on the time of day, I might make several. Depending on the time of day we're there, I might make very different choices.
so Lakeland, I told you this story before when I was going out to Orlando on I-4 from Tampa.
Yeah.
And after I passed Lakeland, there was a sign that said Florida Air Museum next door, next exit. I'm saying, wow, Air Museum, that'd be cool. So I took the
I
exit.
just saw that in the map this morning. Yep.
Yeah, I took the exit off and I went down the street and I followed the signs. And then there was like all these trees with a little driveway between the trees. You couldn't see anything when you go. So I got there. And I saw I was in the parking lot and there's a building. The museum was a building on the ground. I said, Air Museum, my ass. That's not even that's on a regular building on the ground. Come on, man.
I saw that this morning. I was searching for things to do, and I guess I'll cross that off my list.
Oh, you saw it over there? That's funny. So,
I wonder if we should record a podcast from Silver King Brewing Company.
wow. We
Just
used to do comedy.
spitballing ideas. You never know.
They used to have two guys that were like comedians for years ago, and they would once a month they would have like a comedy show there. People go up and do comedy. So I
Yeah,
did it a few times.
I bet.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So the Super Bowl was I liked the game and stuff, but you and I and a bunch of people that I know were so excited to see that Nuno was going to be playing at the Super Bowl, with Rihanna's band,
Yes.
and he was there playing, but they only showed him about 3 seconds. That was very
Yes.
disappointing for me because I thought my buddy Nuno is going to be playing there and he's going to have
Right.
millions and millions and millions and millions of people watching him. That'd be a cool thing, but it's not the way it went.
Yeah. Which he kind of did, but we were looking for like a Nuno halftime show. And I realized, oh, this is a Rihanna halftime show, and there's a guitar player in the band, and I just saw him for a split second as the camera went by.
Yeah, that thing that
Yeah.
that she did on those Magic Carpet rides, that's pretty cool.
I was looking at that, and I was texting a friend of mine. I'm like, I would never do. I mean, she was way up there.
And they
I saw
all,
some other videos. A lot of the '80s metal bands were getting crazy with stage antics and lifting things, and there was always like this pole that came up with like an S-shaped piece of steel, and they would straddle it as they stood up there, so they're hanging on with their body to something. She didn't have anything like that.
yeah, she's pregnant and she looked like she was very comfortable up there. I'm like, what the heck? She wasn't like shaking or nothing. I was like, wow.
Hundreds of feet in the air, and the thing was not like the size of a room. It might have been, I don't know, 5 by 8.
Probably, yeah, it's crazy.
As I get older, I get this weird thing with heights. I never had it before, but oof.
Yeah.
But I was watching that going, I would not be doing that.
Well, when you're in heights and you're scared, it's not the heights that you're scared of, it's that the sudden drop if you fall.
The sudden stop at the end.
Yeah.
So it was certainly, if you were looking for a Nuno show, it was a disappointment.
Disappointed,
No
yeah.
question. No
But it's
question.
okay though. Oh, so one of my friends that watches the podcast said, "Hey man, you guys are funny. You probably should just do it on your podcast. Take turns. Each one of you does 10 minutes of stand up. So
Oh,
you go first."
yeah. Oh, pig walks into a bar. You go first.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the wrong partner for that. I'm a good Abbott to your Costello, or even better, or even older, Laurel to your Hardy. My dad was a big Laurel and Hardy fan. Oh man, they're funny.
So now the other thing I have is I'm wondering what's wrong with Canada.
Careful now, we got a Canadian sponsor sponsoring this show,
I know, but
so
here's my situation with Canada. Is like, you can go anywhere just about in America and have some kind of ethnic restaurant. Cuban restaurant, Mexican restaurant, Chinese restaurant,
there.
Japanese restaurant. What else? I don't know. There's everything.
Anything, anything.
But you can never see a Canadian restaurant anywhere. I haven't seen one at all. What's going on with that?
Mm,
Why are they holding
I
out?
don't know. Not a big.
Why are they holding out? I
I'll
don't
be eating
understand.
some Canadian. I'll be eating some Canadian food this summer. We're going up to Nova Scotia on a vacation.
Are you?
Yeah,
What is a Scotia?
in August.
What is a Scotia anyway? I don't know.
Nova Scotia. So
Scotia.
this is an area of Canada way east called the Maritimes.
Yeah, I know where it is. Yeah, yeah.
And even the keeper who is from Canada, but she was Calgary, Midwest, has never been to the Maritimes. So this is New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island, PEI, and Nova Scotia. So she's never been. And ironically, I've never been. When I was a kid, seventh grade, maybe. So I was in seventh grade or so. My sister was in fifth grade, and the family was going to take a driving vacation to Nova Scotia. And my dad got a call. His father had died, my grandfather, in Ireland. So he went to Ireland for the funeral. He's going to be gone for 2 weeks. I must have told this story here. If not, this podcast is not enough time, so I'll just edit it down to tell you the little piece. He was there. He got hit by a double-decker bus, my father,
Ouch.
and compound fracture on his leg, and the bone is sticking out, and that was the only thing that went. He remembers sitting in the street saying, "Okay, the leg is shot. How's the rest of me?" and checking himself out. So
Wow.
he's in the hospital. They do the surgery, the cast. So instead of being there for 2 weeks, he was there for 9 months. I
Wow.
remember the night we went to Kennedy Airport to pick him up when he came home, but 9 months. So we, right through the summer, we never got to Nova Scotia, and then we never replanned it. So the Keep and I are going to Nova Scotia this summer, and it's supposed to be spectacularly beautiful. And we're looking forward to, most of all, some nice Canadian food. So I'll keep you posted. Probably some bacon,
Wow.
Canadian bacon, and
So, Terry, sometimes we're watching TV, we're not finding anything. We go to the YouTube on our TV, and then you can watch. There's all kinds of free movies on YouTube, which is surprising, but it's awesome, really good.
yeah.
But sometimes, we'll take a tour where people go to these places and they film it. And so we saw a thing of Nova Scotia, and we said we want to go there
Oh,
too because it's really pretty cool. Huh. When are you
I'll let
going?
you know. Oh, there's one other Canadian, no one other Canadian food I got to tell you about. I was in Toronto a few weeks ago just for a quick overnight in a business meeting, literally out Friday, back Saturday. And a friend of mine who was going to be at this event posted on Facebook his picture of just a bag of potato chips. And he said, "Where am I?" But the potato chips were not sour cream and onion. They weren't barbecue, mesquite, salt and vinegar. They were ketchup potato chips.
Ketchup.
Ketchup. And so everyone jumped in saying, "You're in Toronto. This is a big Canadian thing.
Really?
Ketchup flavored potato chips." So I'm at the hotel. It's about 7 o'clock at night. I had drove all day to get out there. And so I'm not up to go out to dinner, meet a bunch of people. I'm just going to chill. But I did say I got to try these ketchup potato chips. So I ran out to a little local convenience store and got a soda and a bag of ketchup potato chips. I got to tell you, they were outstanding.
Really?
and I've never seen him in the States. In fact, I was in the supermarket yesterday and I saw the chip aisle. I go, let me just check. Nope. And then when I got home and I told the keeper about this, she said, those are my favorite. And had I known, I would have bought some. So we're going to have ketchup potato chips and Canadian bacon on our vacation, and maybe nothing else.
You said they're outstanding. You know what else is outstanding in Canada? Is their farmers. They are outstanding in their field.
In their chosen occupations, yes, outstanding in their fields.
In the field, but then when it rains, they come into the house.
So this is not in my notes. You're going to love this story. So my sweet uncle, Uncle Ori, Oreste, they called him Ori, died last Wednesday.
Oh.
He turned 94 on Monday. And so much like my dad, who died a year and a half ago, it was sad, but not tragic. I mean, 94, 95, beautiful legacies. And of course, she and I went down to Jersey. This is in New Jersey on Friday for the wake. And the funeral mass was on Saturday. We came home Saturday night. So the wake was from 4 to 8 on Friday. And we got down there around 6. So the big crowds had left, but my 5 first cousins, my uncle's kids, were all there, very close family, and the spouses, and then the next generation. So it was a lot of people. And, he died early Wednesday morning. So now it's Friday night, and most of them haven't really slept a whole lot. They've been planning everything. They're all exhausted. They're all punch drunk at this time. There's a little bit of a fun, spirited thing going on. The wake is almost done, and it was pretty jovial. And so, of course, open casket, and I'm looking at him, and it came up in conversation. And my youngest cousin, also Ori, who is one of the funniest people I know, and is very quick.
Hey.
One of.
Okay, boy, that's good.
North of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah.
So he says, it was crazy on Thursday. We're going through all these clothes in his closet. Like, we're worried about what we have to get the clothes to the funeral home for, what he's going to wear in the coffin. So they held up some outfit, and I said, I wouldn't be caught dead in that. And there was a pause amongst everyone. He goes, too soon? And they just lost it.
That's good.
And I'm like, it took you a second to get it. Like, oh, he is caught dead in that after all. Oh, my God.
So I got to tell you,
But it was a beautiful time to be together with family. It was very healing. It was very, it was minus the sadness. It was kind of a wonderful time to be with family.
So my mother's, passed out. She passed in July.
Yeah, recently.
She was 93. And then in December, my brother passed.
Mm.
So a lot of people went through it at the wake and stuff. But there was one guy that went to both wakes that you and I both know, who was one of my favorite drummers. That happens to be from Hudson. And he went to both. It's just such a cool thing for him to do that,
Yeah.
He knows the family stuff, but I took it personally.
Well, he's about as kind-hearted a person as there is.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise, but it's wonderful.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I thought I was one of the favorite drummers who went to both of those wakes. What the hell is this? What's going on?
No, but you're one of my favorite. But he's both of us favorites drummer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So in other words, you like me, but he doesn't like me.
Oh boy.
There is something very healing about wakes and how we do in our culture the whole death thing and pulling family together. It's important.
Important, yeah. So let's talk about Tom Brady for a second.
Who?
Tom Brady.
I don't know who that is.
Well, you should know because he's signing with the Patriots.
Signed a big contract, I understand.
Yeah, for one day.
One day.
So that he can retire from the Patriots, which I think is appropriate.
And I think so. I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know when that happens. I did hear that happened, and that's not uncommon, but I think probably a lot of people wish he never had to have left the Pats to have to come back to do that, but he must retire as a Patriot. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, yeah.
Interesting. So they signed a one-day contract. I wonder if there's any money attached to that.
Oh, he's not going to do it for free.
He's hurting. He's paying alimony, child support. The guy's hurting, I'm sure. So
sure, yeah.
Actually, that's probably not true. She's probably paying alimony. Didn't she make twice as much as him? So he's probably receiving alimony and child support from Giselle.
They both lost a lot of money though because of that scheme that was going on. Some money thing that they had invested in.
Oh, I know who made a lot of money in that deal. The lawyers.
I don't know, somebody did, but they both lost millions on that.
Yeah, that's not
So
much.
I went to see a show, Kenny Wayne Shepherd,
Oh,
and some
I
Samantha,
watched. I watched that video you sent me. Continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Samantha Fish was the opened up. She's a good singer, good
Yeah.
guitar player, and her band was good. But Kenny Wayne Shepherd blew me away, man. Wow, his band is so tight. The drummer was awesome. The bass player was awesome. The guy on the keyboard was like crazy. And then Kenny Wayne Shepherd's a good guitar player, and he's like a blues guy. He's like
Oh,
he plays
wow.
like Stevie Ray Vaughan or something. I think he learned
Oh, it's amazing.
that's who he learned from, or I don't know, that's who he modeled against.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a good show. It
Marvelous.
was awesome. And his
It's
singer,
funny. He was huge. Like I don't know, 20 years ago, and that Blue on Black song hit the airwaves, and like he exploded. A couple of CDs, and then he kind of, I don't know. From my perspective, he kind of disappeared.
so he talks about how that song. There's one thing where in the middle of the songs before he sings it, he says this song is I don't even know what to say about this next song because I don't know if I could give it justice by talking about it, except for very proud of it, of what it's done, and also very proud of all these other bands that have covered it for us, you know, and of course, Five Finger,
Five Finger Death Punch.
you know, they did that video. You saw that video, right?
I did.
Awesome, yeah.
I liked it a lot. It's a funny thing. I mean, I actually saw them live at some outdoor festival. They were one of the bands, and I don't know. I mean, they don't resonate with me huge, but like this was different, and the video was cool because they're showing up in their cool cars and their motorcycles, and dressed with the leather and doing the rock and roll thing, and they're doing a cover of Kenny Wayne Shepherd's song, and Kenny Wayne Shepherd is on it, doing a solo edition, as you already know. Brian May from Queen walks in, and he does the last guitar solo, which was also amazing.
That was
But
amazing, yeah.
when a band like Five Finger Death Punch, and you can get a feel for their music just by the name, covers kind of a slow, bluesy, cool country rock tune, they really amped it up, and I liked it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was not a lot different from the original, but it was also just like rocked out, and it was pretty cool.
Have you ever watched the video of Brian May from Queen talking about Nuno?
Get the funk out solo.
Get the one funk out, and he says, you know, I don't know who you are, but if this doesn't bring tears to your eyes, I just don't know what's going on. 'Cause
And he's talking about it as the solo, because you forget. I mean, everyone knows the song because everyone's like, "Oh, that's funny, get the funk out," and everyone kind of knows the song. But the guitar solo is first of all crazy, phenomenal, but longer than, like, if you listen to it and listen to like how long that solo is, it goes a lot of different directions. During that video, Brian's talking about it, and he's also kind of like air guitaring parts of it, and he's like, "I could never do this in a month of Sundays." It was like, wow. Kid from Hudson did well.
yeah, so you know, a lot of people now are doing these videos, reaction videos to other videos.
Yes,
There's one couple,
it's
real nice
fun.
couple, and the talk that says, you know, we're going to listen to this first. We've ever listened to was Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Blue on Black. So they had the headphones on and stuff, and he's listening, you know, he's listening to it, and he's just kind of serious. But she started smiling right away as soon as she heard the guitar intro and stuff, and then the guy singing, and she was like, you could tell she was really into the music, right? And it get to a point where they go into they do something, and they goes like into another thing, and she goes, oh, oh, oh. She's like, her partner stopped us, you know. She goes, that was unbelievable. She was so happy with that transition. It's like, it's amazing. She made me smile like crazy.
I haven't watched a lot of those reaction videos, but I like watching the ones where I already know the band and the song they're going to play,
Right, yeah.
and they don't. And it's interesting for me because one of my favorite bands, as you know, is King's X. And
Yeah.
this is a band that, quite frankly, most people haven't heard of. So it's easy for those reaction videos to do a King's X song because they haven't heard of King's X. And there was a guy doing one, and it was a song called Shoes by King's X. Oh my God. And his reaction, I mean, his reaction video, there's a very drastic change in the song in the first 20 seconds of it, in the opening, and his eyes like bug out of his head. It was just hysterical.
I saw them one time opening up for Extreme. It was either at the Florida State University or maybe it was at House of Blues. But that's the singer is the bass player, right?
Yeah, Doug Pinnick.
Yeah, they did a great job, man. They're awesome.
This is a so if I have conversations, people are like, I don't know who that is. And I said, do you know any musicians? And they go, oh yeah, I got a friend of mine who's a guitar player. I said, ask him. Because someone said they're like a musician's band. Musicians love them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for some reason, it was a little bit too, I don't want to say complicated or complex, because it's kind of straight ahead power trio rock and roll. But for some reason, it was a little too complex for the radio waves to get. They had a couple of hits on the radio, but every musician loves them. In fact, I saw a video of Nuno talking about King's X one day. It was pretty interesting. And they just put their 16th album out. I mean, they've been around since 1988. All same three guys out of Texas the whole time. And they got a really cool look, in terms of the difference of the three people.
So I have a brother-in-law that lives in Scottsville, Virginia, just south of Charlottesville, and he does he's really, really good at doing tile. And he does all these things on expensive homes out there. And one day my bathroom in the master, the tile was kind of needed some work. So I asked him if he'd want to come down and visit us and do our bathroom. He says, yeah, absolutely. So he comes down. But he had this like iPod thing with his earbuds.
Yeah.
So the first day he was here like a whole week. So I says, what are you listening to? He says, Five Finger Death Punch. I said, what? I'd never heard of him.
Right.
What's that? He says, what do you mean what's that? It's like an awesome band. I says, what? So he gave me a little bit of, put one of the things, and I was listening to it. I says, yeah, it sounds awesome, buddy. He says, so then I had to go out. I was, real estate, and I was out doing stuff. I came back and says, hey, what are you listening to now? He goes, Five Finger Death Punch. And the next day, what are you listening to? The whole time he was here, that's all he listened to was that one album.
Every time I hear something like that, I think of another story, which I'll tell another time, about our favorite drummer who went to both of those wakes. It's a funny story. But sometimes we get so, like, I like music.
Yeah.
And I love listening to new music and trying to get turned on to new stuff. Because that's what happened to me one day with King's X, and they became one of my favorite bands. And so sometimes I wonder, like, what band is that I don't even know that could be my next favorite band? And so I'm always listening to new stuff. But you can also if I get into like a King's X thing, I could listen to them for, a long time and not break out. I did that with Zeppelin not too long ago. What I did recently, every Friday morning, I have to be down in Bridgewater, Mass for a sales production meeting, and which is like an hour and 10 minutes from my house. I got to be there for 8:30. So I leave here at 7 and I'm on the road for an hour and 10 minutes. And so I started thinking, how can I break this up? I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I actually don't listen to a lot of music as I drive, which is unusual as a musician. But I thought, I'm going to start cranking up some albums that I grew up with on my way down to Bridgewater.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
So the first one that popped into my mind, and I grew up in New York, and so I don't know how, but somewhere through middle school and high school, of course, we used to call it junior high school, but that word is now gone, middle school now. Huge Southern rock, like we were into all of that. And I cranked up Leonard Skinner, One More from the Road, the double live album.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I forgot that I knew every breath on this album. And I'm singing along, and oh my God, it was awesome. And then last Friday, just 2 days ago, I was cranking up Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. And
oh, yeah.
So music is so good.
So as we talked about one of our favorite drummers, and we haven't mentioned his name, Kevin Figueredo. Is a drummer, right? So, where was I going with this?
I also get to say my drum teacher as well, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, which is awesome. So I don't know if I told you, but I don't know if I showed you that video or not. There's a thing called International Portuguese Music Awards, and there's a video where there's a.
I think I saw it.
Did you see it? Yeah. So K-Fig
Get the Funk Out, and Nuno's singing as well.
Yeah, and then Robert's son, Donovan, is playing the bass. Just cool, man. Wow.
And his name is his name Donovan?
Donovan, yeah. I think one time he had
So I saw we went
I think he had a bar there in Worcester that he owned that had music all the time. I think he went there one time. You probably didn't know who he was at the time, maybe.
the Raven,
Raven, right? Yeah,
the
yeah.
Raven.
I think he was the owner of that
Yeah,
place.
really cool club. It's in a, I mean, it's Worcester, so it's in a lousy area, but a great club once you're in there.
Worcester.
Um,
Won't work at Worcester. What was that thing that they used to say?
what's the
Worcester. It won't work here or something like that.
Nothing works in Worcester. What? That's not going to work. Nothing works in Worcester. Oh my God, I haven't heard that line in 25 years. It's all just in there still. I can hear him saying it. Nothing works in Worcester.
I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was Mr. DB that used to say that. Won't work in Worcester or something like that.
Yes,
Because he was
that's who I can hear saying it. That's funny.
yeah. Now him, I'm not
Hey,
gonna.
so speaking of new music, yeah, we're done there.
Yeah.
There's a band called the Winery Dogs. This is kind of it's a trio, but kind of they put it like so. Here's this rhythm section: Mike Portnoy on drums from Dream Theater,
Oh yeah.
Billy Sheehan on bass, who's Mr. Big and one of the best bass players in the world, and this kind of, from my perspective, unknown guy named Richie Kotzen, Kotzen, on guitar and vocals, three-piece. They did a CD in 2013, another one in 15, and they just did their third one. It just came out a couple of months ago. And just good three-piece hard rock. Richie Kotzen sounds a lot like Chris Cornell.
Oh, wow.
And then behind it, you got this three-piece hard rock band that's very Cream-like, and I'm actually going to see them next Saturday night.
Wow.
Down in Connecticut. So we're going to see the Winery Dogs, which I'm looking forward to.
I gotta grab here something just to show it to you real quick.
Taking a phone call or something?
No, but you see these?
CDs.
See these?
I do see them. Jay Giles Band.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff too. I saw them a few times over in
That's
Cape Cod
funny.
when I was coming up.
I've
Wow.
never seen Jay Giles Band.
Yeah, they
One
put
of
on
those Boston bands that really kind of made it, but not like Aerosmith made it. A lot of stuff came out of Boston.
So we're gonna be terminating this thing fairly close. So if you have anything
If
important,
we don't, Zoom will.
so if you have anything important to say before we go, this is the time to do it. Come on.
10 minutes of stand-up.
Well, if you don't,
Just so you know, there's a little delay in the video and audio with our distance, but as I heard that, I got to tell you that my arm raise was exactly where it's supposed to be as I heard the music.
as a drummer, you have good timing.
So I've been told, but I've also been told that on this video, it's way off. So, am I getting defensive for it?
No, you got it, man. You're good.
Dude, this is always a pleasure. I look forward to in a couple of weeks, we're going to do something live. We're going to figure it out. And we
Yeah.
won't be separated by these thousands of miles.
So one of my goals now is one of these times I'm going to go up north when you guys are jamming, so I can jam with you guys and actually play with my favorite drummer, you.
I'll get you a little VIP neck tag. It'll get you into the rehearsal space.
I must admit that was funny. I was very proud of myself for doing that.
Yeah, you were proud of it. You should have been. That was amazing. I still have them upstairs in my drawer.
Because remember when Lynn walks out to the car, because you said, "Who's that? It looks like Tony." And she goes, "Huh?" You said, "No, it can't be Tony." And she says, "No, that's him." So she walks down towards me. She goes, "What are you doing here?" I says, "I'm here to give you a VIP pass so we can get behind stage." She goes, "What are you talking about?" So I go to give her the VIP pass. She goes, "What the heck is that?" I says, "We have VIP passes for the band so you put it on there, but I said flip it backwards so they can't see what it is, and then we're gonna say, hey, we're here because of the VIP passes, for her for the band." And then you guys said, "We don't have one of those," and we flipped it over and it said VIP passes. It's really cool. The name of the photo of the band and stuff.
Best.
I'm very proud of myself for that.
That was awesome. That was one of the highlights of my thoughts and memories of you over